The human brain is divided into 3 levels. It's like a lift shaft, and it has to be straight. So you've got to go from the survival brain into the emotional brain, and from the emotional brain into the cortex, which is the thinking brain. So emotional intelligence is fundamental to prefrontal activity. And prefrontal activity is where we make all our executive decisions in the human brain. Now, if you are wanting to apply an emotional intelligence program, it can't happen as a lesson. It's not a curriculum that you can sort of tick off. Emotional intelligence is laying a neural pathway from the limbic brain into the prefrontal cortex. And so it's got to be done. It's a practical application. It's apprentice work. You've got to do it over and over and over again. So in order to embed this across an entire organization, we don't start any day without applying the Excel program. So EXCEL. The E is we've got to engage. So every child connects physically with their teacher every morning. So if I'm a teacher and I am welcoming my class into the door, the children would never walk into my class with me being at my desk. So I would always stand at the door because I need to welcome them, which is very much part of our relationship-based teaching. I welcome them into the learning space, and I do that by physically connecting. It's either a handshake or a fist pump or a high five or a thumb shake or a pinky shake. Every teacher has their own little connection. Then they tell their teacher on a 1 to 4 scale how they're feeling emotionally. 4, I'm emotionally, it's Friday, I'm delighted, it's a great. 3, it's Monday, but I had a good weekend, I'm looking forward to school. 2, my hamster died over the weekend, and that could be a real trauma for a child. And 1, my parents had such a fight last night that I don't know if they're going to get divorced or whatever. And if it's a 1 or a 2, you've got to give some sort of a rationale why you are that. And it's so important that we then know that, because if I know that you're in trauma about the loss of a loved hamster, or that you're in trauma because your parents are fighting, I then know how to handle you during that day. If your work isn't completed, if you're feeling a little bit down, instead of disciplining you or correcting you, saying, what is wrong with you? Pull yourself together. I know your story. And when you know someone's story, you can never not like them. Emotional intelligence programs fail in schools because then teachers try to be the social worker and solve the problem. But children don't often need the problem solved. They just need to talk about it. And so the C of Excel says, thank you for sharing that with me, and I now challenge you to leave that baggage at the door of the classroom and come in and learn for the day. It's like having a good cry. Once you've had a good cry about it, the problem's not going to be solved, but I now feel more able to deal with that problem because I've had a chance to share it with someone. And then the E is to encourage, and obviously I now know my 1s and 2s need a lot of encouragement during that day, and my 3s and 4s need to be pushed a little bit. And then the L is to love unconditionally, that children need to know that they are loved. And we'll know that the most unlovable children need the most love. Social-emotional learning is fundamental. It's the gateway to academic learning and academic skills.